journalists from the various media houses gathered here. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce my members. So on my left is Professor Ruby Hansen, who is the Dean of the Faculty of Science Education and who is my predecessor. He is the outgoing acting Pro-Vice Chancellor, so I succeeded her, Professor Ruby Hansen. On the left, next to her, is Dr. Christiana Hammond. On my left. So Dr. Christiana Hammond is the Dean of the Faculty of Foreign Languages, Education and Communication. Next after her is Dr. Patrick de Graaf Jansen, who is the Dean of the School of Creative Arts, also a member of the committee. Next is Mr. Collins Osuansa, who is the Deputy Registrar, Academic Affairs. Next is Dr. Akwesi Amponsa, who is the Dean of Student Affairs. Then I have to give special mention to these two gentlemen because even though we have a committee, they did the yeoman job. They will report to this committee because they were directly in charge of the technology and the records that guided us to make a lot of decisions. Mr. Raymond Boyson is the head of the Student Records Office. And all the records regarding registration, how many took part in the exams, in the quizzes, daily basis. Sometimes this man will be sending messages to us 2 a.m., 3 a.m. He has had a lot of sleepless nights, and I don't know when it will end. The next is the director of the IT services. Anything that we did was configured by him and his team. So how many people are on the system? How do you run the system? How many should write exams at this time? Is it capable of absorbing or taking students? Everything. So that's why he's graying. He's had gray hair now because he's not had sleepless. He's not had any sleep for that long period, and he's not going to have it until COVID-19 goes away. And so that is Dr. Kwa Ebu, who is the Director of IT Services. Then on my right is Professor Francis Owusu-Mensah, who is the Director of the Institute for Distance and E-Learning. And as we talk, most of the discussions have centered on the regular students. He is also in charge of the distance students, and they are on board. Our 85,000 students include distance and time, and he is in charge of about 28 to 30,000 distance students. And successfully, we are running the program for them because we run it side by side. Theirs is still on course. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the team, and I'm glad that we have this team. Of course, our supervisors as a team, we are supervised by university management, headed by the Vice Chancellor and then the University Registrar. In March, by the middle of March, the President, His Excellency, Nana Akufo-Addo, gave a directive ordering schools to close down the face of COVID-19 pandemic, and with the directive that tertiary institutions should explore online platform as the avenue for teaching and learning activities. The University of Education, Winneba, through the Vice Chancellor, immediately constituted a learning and management monitoring and evaluation committee. And that committee was chaired by my very self, the Pro-Vice Chancellor. Between March, or from the middle of March up to the 5th of July, we ran all our teaching and learning activities on our UEW learning management system called the Moodle system. And we have been able to bring the semester to a logical conclusion. Now, whenever a semester ends, of course, it ends with end of semester examination. After the end of semester of that examination, we normally have what we call supplementary examination for those who, for one reason or the other, couldn't write the exam. Notwithstanding those things, we still will say that the semester ends once the last exam is written. So as far as this university is concerned, on July 5th, 2020, the University of Education, Winnipeg, brought its semester and its academic year to a logical conclusion. We successfully utilized the online learning management system, and we have ended the semester successfully. Now, as we sit here, we are just going through post-semester processes of organizing supplementary examination and research, and we are processing everything so that by the middle of August up to the end, we'll be able to graduate our final year students. Let me also indicate that when His Excellency further gave directive for final year students to report back to school, to continue with their learning activities or teaching and learning activities, the university accepted the challenge boldly. We rolled out all the protocols that have been prescribed for the COVID-19 pandemic. We admitted students into our various hostels, and we gave those who didn't have the opportunity to submit their papers and write their project work the opportunity to do so. And so when we say that by July 5th we have brought the semester to our end successfully, it includes all students from levels 100 through 400. It also especially includes level 400 students who came back into residence and used our internet and learning management system to wrap up their project and examination. Let me take you through a few statistics. When we started the learning management system in March, around 17th of March, of course, we had indicated that UW already had an online platform where previously we were running a hybrid of teaching and learning with some on the online Moodle platform and others doing in-person, what we call face-to-face teaching activities. But only 54,000 users, including staff, were on the learning management system. Now, these 54,000 was not even up to half because it included students who were also doing the distance education and others doing sandwich. Now, our challenge was to enroll as many as 85,000 students onto the learning management system. By the end of April, we have successfully enrolled almost all our students. In fact, if you add lecturers and staff, by the end of April, we had 107,000 users on the platform, including 85,000 UW students and 5,600 colleges of education that are affiliated to UW students. We had about 600 courses on the learning management system at the beginning of, by the middle of March, which means at the beginning of the pandemic situation. As we speak, by the time the semester ended, we had uploaded more than 2,600 courses. And these are courses that are limited only to the second semester. In the middle of somewhere along April, we decided that we were going to test the resilience of our system by organizing mandatory mid-semester quizzes for all students, especially for level 100 to 300. Now, as you, the media men, are aware, when we rolled out this, because of the challenge that came, there were a lot of backlash from our students and from you, the media men, from people asking us to stop using the learning management system because it was not going to benefit our students. We weighed them on because we believe that at the end of the day, it will be successful for everybody. Let me indicate that our resilience was based on the principle that undergirded our idea or our resolution to move all our courses onto the learning management system. First, we said that we believe that if we wanted to do the LMS successfully, we needed to build consensus. So we had to bring our students and our lecturers together through discussions and dialogue to agree on what to do. That's the first thing, and we were able to build some consensus. Two, we also encourage students and lecturers to embrace the new phenomenon because it was new to most of our lecturers and students. With some set of positive mind, and we were able to achieve that. Then we told our lecturers that put some human face on all the activities because the pandemic era has been very stressful, and therefore we didn't want to add more stress to what was happening. So whatever we did, we had to put human face on it. We appealed to our lecturers, and they also did that. Then we also said that we needed to use innovative approaches to teaching and learning to make it more interesting. And most of our lecturers and students embraced the system. So in the beginning, you realize that we had a lot of challenges. Students were complaining and all that. But because of these innovative, interesting, creative approaches to make teaching and learning more interesting, finally our students embraced it, and now they are allowed in everywhere that they go. And the last principle was to put Ghana first. Whatever we did here, we were going to put Ghana first. And so we said that if a directive has been given by the president and the ministry for us to explore online activities as an alternative way of teaching and learning, we're going to do it because we're putting Ghana first. If the directive said only final year students should come and we should give them the opportunity for them to avail themselves and wrap up the exam, we're going to do it. In all the activities that we engage in, we put Ghana first. And so we make sure that anybody who was also on campus, as we speak, had the mask on. We observe the social distancing protocols, and that's why we can meet all of you here today. Now, let me also indicate that so far, when we ran the mid-semester exam and we had issues, we use it as the platform to assess the system and make sure that anything that we needed to do to make it better for us to run the learning and teaching activity was done. And it proved a worthwhile exercise. By the time we were done, we went back to the drawing board, we put in some new measures. And when we put in these new measures, students began to see the essence of what we were doing. They began to appreciate the learning management system. They began to see how it has relieved them of a lot of burden that we have had. Remember, even though we had a pandemic, we couldn't say that academic activities should come to an end. And that is why the learning management system was there. Now, after the mid-semester, we went out there. In fact, I was invited to join news for an evening program, and we indicated severally that we were going to make sure that not even one student will be left behind in terms of assessment, in terms of exams, in terms of teaching activities. By the end of the semester, when we wrote the exam, we realized that for you, the regular students, I'm not talking about sandwich, I'm not talking about distance, 65,000 students had registered on the module. And I'm talking about only regular students, excluding over 28,000 distance students and about 9,000 sandwich students. Now, out of the 65,000 students, 57,000 wrote exams, took part in all quizzes and exams and assessments successfully. And that gave us about 88% participation. Now, even though we had that 12% deficit, those students have not been left out. Last week, and we are talking about students who, for one reason or the other, couldn't access the system. Sometimes a student couldn't access the system because of the location, because of access to internet. Sometimes a student will open the system and because his or her internet access was slow, couldn't go through the quizzes and the exams successfully. These are all part of the 12%. Last week, we rolled out supplementary exams for them. We are yet to take the statistics, but many of them have been able to do supplementary, write the supplementary quizzes. We are talking about quizzes, mid-semester quizzes. This week through next week, we are running supplementary exams for all those who couldn't write the exam to come back. We said that we are giving these two chances, the main exam, the supplementary. Those who, for any reason, and we say for justifiable reasons, are unable to write the exam for the supplementary ones, will be given opportunity when you roll. But members gathered here, we have 88%. In some situations, and that's the average, because there are situations where we have 100% of participation, 93% participation, 96, 98. Now, a few of them went far below our expectation, and that's why we have the average of 88%. But by and large, it has exceeded our expectation. And I think it has exceeded the expectation of Ghanaians who were thinking that the system will not work. And so, we are pleased with our performance. We are pleased with the principles that we began with, and the principles have successfully helped us to bring the semester to a logical conclusion. We have not even ended. All our final year students have utilized the system to submit their end of semester papers, their project work, and we are on course to graduate them in August. By the end of August, hopefully, almost every final year student who has met the requirements for graduation will be graduated. And the graduation is also going to be a virtual graduation. We are planning it, and when we decide how the form that it will take, we invite you for you to witness it. Now, the other thing that we have also learned that because of the successes that this university, and let me take this opportunity to say that we are one of the first universities to have, and if not the first, I think to have gone through the system successfully in a hassle-less manner, and every student is attesting to that fact. Last week Friday, we had a webinar in which our student leaders participated. And now, when we started, people were saying that the LMS system is a hoax. Now they are praising it. The students said, at the point when we asked the final year students to come, they said they won't come because the LMS was working for them. They don't see why they should come to campus. Now they are comparing the university to other institutions in the so-called developed countries, saying that the learning management system that we have rolled out here is one of the best. And these testimonies are coming from our students who initially were a bit reluctant to engage the system. So, because of the successes, because of the new normal, university management has decided that going forward, the learning management system is going to be part of our teaching and learning activities. And so, beginning with the sandwich, we have our students who are coming for this sandwich session. All sandwich teaching and learning activities will also be online because we are still in the pandemic mode. We are hoping that when we start the 2020-21 academic year, maybe you will not be wearing the mask, or we will be wearing the mask in the form that will allow us to have in-person interaction. And then management has again decided and accepted by an academic board that 30% of all teaching and learning activities in the regular form will be online, and 70% will be in person. That is if COVID-19 has subsided and we can meet in person to conduct our teaching and learning activities. But it's now the policy that 30% of our activities, learning and teaching and learning activities will be online and 70% will be in person. Again, every year we conduct entrance examination for our mature students. And you know, in the era of pandemic, COVID-19, how do you bring 14,000 students who have applied? And I'm talking about 14,000 mature applicants. How do you bring them to campus? Previously, we bring them, spread them all over our classrooms and then conduct the exam. But now it's not working. So we are using the same learning management system to conduct the exams for them and to admit them. And I can bet you that it's working perfectly. On Friday and Saturday, you come and write. You can come and witness how you can call any of the applicants to find out, because people will be writing from their various homes in a very seamless manner. So let me say that UEW took the challenge. We showed that we have resilience and the courage. We work within our meager resources. We have scaled our service and system, even though we need more, but within the limited resources, we have been able to bring the semester to a logical completion. And management is thankful to our students and our lecturers for the massive support that they gave for us to bring the semester to a logical conclusion. Many of our students and lecturers have never encountered this learning management system, but because of the positive mindset that we encourage them to bring aboard, they are able to bring the semester to an end. But more especially, after the announcement that we had to go home and explore the online learning system, management set up a committee, and that is the committee that has driven the teaching and learning activities online up to this point that we are talking about successes. And those gathered around me here are the members. So even though I should have done it, I just wanted you to know the successes and then introduce the members to you. So I'll go ahead and from my left, let you know members of the UEW Learning Management Monitoring and Evaluation Committee. The members, the team that so far rolled out the activities online, monitored them day by day, made sure that between 16th of March and July 5th, as many as 24 releases regarding the teaching and learning activities or 24 circulars to our lecturers and students were given out. Each one giving instructions, directions, policy guidelines to make sure that we will be able to bring the semester to a successful end. And that is what we have achieved. And so once again, we thank you for coming to listen to us. We know that you go and blow it out the same way that you decided on us when we have challenges. Thank you very much.
In the next academic year, are we going to adopt the same system you have used to roll out what was left in the last academic year?
The next academic year?
Yes, exactly. With the e-learning and the other things, are they coming to campus as usual with all of these measures that have been put in place?
Okay. Now we have said that we are hoping that something magical will happen so that our students will come back to campus and we'll have in-person. Now, even if the students come, we are going to have a hybrid mode of teaching. We are going to combine the learning management system with the in-person teaching and learning activity. And as I said, the learning management system will take 30%, and we'll come out with modality that will quantify how we're going to talk about your 30% and how we'll look at your 70%. So 30% on the Moodle platform and 70% in person. Now, if the pandemic continues in its ravaging form and we are unable to come to school for in person, we have also made plans to upscale our service to levels where it can accommodate all students no matter the number. And so between now and September, management is working hard. Of course, we know also that we are having some fantastic support from government. Other initiatives have come from government where they are trying to put all universities on a common platform. And we have had some members from them working in that line. So whichever way that you look at it. One, the new normal indicates that the learning management system has come to stay. If we come back to school, we are going to combine the two hybrid systems. If we don't come back to school, we'll still be able to teach using the online, and our students are out there to certify how successful it has been so far. Yeah.
The LMS initially had some.
If you speak up so that everybody can
The LMS initially had some challenges when you started. Now, what plans have you put in place to ensure challenges being the internet, the internet and all that? What plans are you putting in place to ensure that when you resume next academic year, these challenges would not continue?
Okay, let me take clearly that the challenges that we had were not challenges connected with internet on campus. It's our students who were outside who had challenges connecting because of access to internet based on location, inability to buy enough bundle and all that. Here, everything was okay. Of course, any system do not have 100% efficiency and effectiveness. So let's say the 1 or 2% issues have to do, sometimes power goes off and all that. But so far, we never had any problem. Now, the issue that we had was with the numbers and the service. All along, we have been running the learning management system for those lecturers and students, especially lecturers who wanted to use it, and for some distance education activities. And so when we were asked to move there, it was clear that we couldn't move all the 85,000 students at once in terms of, and if they were all to access it, there will be problem, the system will crash. So that's where we had problem, but we have upgraded and upscaled the service. And so because of that, we were able to conduct the teaching and learning activities. So that was the first challenge. So in that light, we have been able to solve them. But as Konya asked, if we should come back to school and say that everybody should be on board, we'll need to upgrade and upscale the service. And we are on course to doing that. So we have solved the issue of internet has been solved from our perspective, and we can't solve it for the students at home. That one. But once, and let me also indicate this, we also have to express or extend our gratitude to MTN and Vodafone. When the going got tough and students were complaining about data access, inability to buy, poor people not having, MTN and Vodafone came to the rescue. They whitelisted the learning management system and made sure that anybody who accessed the system paid not a dime, not a peso for it. It was free. And so because of the free rated aspect of data, students were now able to access the system all the time, because initially that was one of the issues. You know, if for example, if you go online, you are using video, or you can see that you use a lot of data if you access it through video. But MTN and Vodafone came to our rescue and then zero rated payment. And so that challenge was also solved. So we solved the challenge with our service and the internet access, and challenge with data purchases on the part of students was also solved. So going forward, we will only have to deal with students, but if they are on campus, then nobody will have it.